What is going on, everybody? Welcome back once again to the channel. So today's reaction here is going to be a short drama reaction. This one is titled The Neighbor's Window. It's an Oscar-winning short film, so I'm interested to check it out. This is a recommendation, a request, right? So I'm curious to see what it's going to be about and why did it win an Oscar. So, I mean, I'm always kind of intrigued by those because it's always usually great storytelling, right? And good character development. Among other things that are also, well handled in the film. This one here is by Marshall Curry. Okay, I've never checked out any of their content, any of their videos, so this is going to be the first video I check out from their channel, and I'm gonna go ahead and subscribe as well. I'm also going to leave the original video link down below in the description area if you guys want to check it out and maybe even subscribe to their channel if you like their content. And also, before we check this out, I always have one request from you guys. If you are enjoying the channel, of course, all right? Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Also hit that bell notification so that way you are notified every time I upload a video. And don't forget to share the channel. Let people know that we are doing time-lapse art videos here, like quick speed drawing, right? And also reactions to any type of content. If you guys haven't checked out my previous paintings that I just uploaded, check those out, you guys. It takes so much time to edit those and put them into 4-minute videos. So please support those videos and check them out. I would really appreciate you guys. And also thank you for those who have just subscribed to the channel. I am more than grateful, you guys. So let's go ahead and check this one out here. I have no idea what it's about. I'm gonna go ahead and just jump in.
Oh my God.
Jeez. Who has not gone through that before?
Wow, are they down?
That's painful and embarrassing.
Nice job. That was fast.
Yeah, they're whooped.
So I was gonna lose it when I quit with that whole Captain Underpants thing.
Oh, they have no idea what it was like to grow up back when kids got spanked.
Oh God. That looks good.
Have a little.
No, you shouldn't. What the?
What? Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh, I can't watch.
As she keeps watching.
But seriously, they need to order some drapes.
It's disgraceful.
All right, stop drooling.
They're christening the new apartment.
Do you think they really don't think that people could see them? Or are they getting off on it?
I just think they really don't care.
Whoa.
Whoa. That's a new one. She's very flexible.
Yeah, he's really hot too.
I didn't say hot, I said flexible. Do you think we should turn out the lights?
Why should we turn out the lights? We're not doing anything. They're the ones who are...
Is this gonna be the whole thing? Oh my God. Oh, she's pregnant. I didn't realize that. Guy's just like engaged in it. He's just watching it all the way.
Just one more second. We're almost there.
No.
Right. Okay, just keep holding it.
No, he thinks that's what a producer does.
Quick, 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 quick. Quick, 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 quick.
Well, that's because he doesn't know exactly what happens in a studio session.
How are you doing, Tanner? No, 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 into the toy. Oh.
It's like the label's being run by freaking teenagers.
You're still in here.
What did he do?
What? He missed the toilet.
Again?
Yes, again. It's okay. Here, let me take it.
Look, no, I love the song and I will send it. But honestly, I don't think they give two shits about what I think anymore. Okay. All right, break a leg tonight. Laters.
She's giving him the look.
Sorry.
Leaders.
What is that supposed to mean? I just spent my whole Saturday haggling about contracts and recoupment schedules while you guys were out having fun.
I would give anything to haggle about a recoupment schedule. Why are you working out here?
I don't know, just the Skype signal's better.
Oh. Are your friends home?
My friends?
Yeah. Across the street? Or are you working too hard to notice them? Oh, shit. All right. Fine. All right, I got it. Thank you.
Whoa, what happened to you today?
What happened to me? I was juggling 3 kids all day by myself at the zoo in the snow. And one of them was snotty or poopy or hungry or had a scraped knee every effing second. I had 4 hours of sleep last night because I was up nursing or getting spit up on. And then I got home and my husband is just chilling with his music bros and gawking at the neighbors with his dick hanging out.
Whoa. Hey, guys, why don't you go into your room for a little bit? Here you go.
This is escalating
I'll come
quickly.
in and hang out in a minute, okay?
I thought after 3 months they'd figure out there's a whole building of people who live over here. I swear to God, it's like they'd live with us.
I think you might be overreacting a little.
Oh, do you? You enjoying the binoculars you wanted for your birthday present to use in the Catskills? Look, I know I'm not 22, and I'm tired all the time, and my nipples feel like a piranha has been fucking gnawing at them. But it's just a little dispiriting the way you're captivated by them.
Wait a minute. I don't think I am the only one who's captivated.
They're like a car crash that you can't look away from. Okay, a beautiful, sexy, young car crash.
I didn't say that.
I mean, for real, what do they have jobs or clothes? I mean, all they do is host dance parties and sleep till noon and screw. I mean, you have no idea what it feels like to have your face constantly rubbed in.
Yes, I do. What, you think I like talking about how many times Luther pooped or who's doing drop-off? And I'm becoming the old geezer at work. I've even started getting gray pubic hairs, which I assume you haven't noticed because when would you? You're not the only one who misses being 20. Staying up all night, getting jiggy with it.
Getting jiggy with it? You know that song came out before your friends were born.
Ow.
Well, it did.
Let's stop talking. Come here.
She's like staring over.
You said we're not so tied together.
Is it Christmas?
What did you mean? Meet me in a stairwell in a second for a glass of gin. Nobody else
Got the cool
will
people
be
over there. The young, hip, cool people.
Nobody else will be there.
No. Oh, yuck, 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 yuck. Ugh.
Can you remind me the building you live in? I'm on my way. It's getting cold again, but New York's gorgeous. It's a subway day.
So she's the one that's mostly doing that. So we keep getting scenes with her. With her being the one that's envious about it. She misses that life, I guess.
Well, can you get on standby?
Oh.
Jesus, well, what time does that get you in?
That's a lot of tape.
Have you tried just like ripping into them? Okay, just. All right, call me if you get on.
Goodbyes always take us heaven up. Can we just go home? Nobody else will be there then. Nobody else will be there. Nobody else will be there then. Nobody else will be there.
Oh. A lot of sad body language there. Interesting.
Hey,
Is that the guy?
yeah,
Did he shave his head?
I guess so.
He has cancer.
Guess I haven't seen him in a while.
I think he has cancer.
He doesn't look so good.
No.
Think he's hungover?
I don't know.
Daddy, Peter,
Oh my god.
Why would you even have your leg near his mouth?
Okay, be good. Can you give the phone to Daddy? Yeah, well, if you need to, just go to the blue whale room and let the kids run around. It's so dark in there, Luther will probably just fall asleep. I know. I'm gonna get in the tub with my book right now. Okay. See you then.
Oh my god. Did he pass away? Yeah. That's sad, man.
Oh, hi. Thank you. Take care.
Or maybe he's just sleeping. Not necessarily past. She's not on watch anymore. Oh, never mind. He passed. Oh my god. Is that their whole apartment, by the way? Where's their kitchen? Probably on the other side of the wall, I guess. Or downstairs. Oh, she's gonna go see. She's all alone now.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
What?
Do you live in that building right over there?
Yes.
I think our apartments might face each other.
Really?
You have a little girl and a boy and a baby. I hope that doesn't seem creepy.
No.
Your children are really adorable
Wow, this is so good.
and hilarious.
I see what's happening here.
My husband and I. My husband has been really sick, and we would look over and see your kids, and you or your husband, I guess, sitting up at night to feed the new baby. It was
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi.
Perspective change.
How was it? Yeah? What did you do?
We saw Tyrannosaurus Rex.
You did? Did Luther like it?
No. Why? And Daddy let us stop for milkshakes.
Oh, Daddy let you stop for a milkshake?
We gave Luther some milkshake.
You gave Luther some milkshake?
Just a little bit, and he fell asleep. How are you? How was your day off?
All right, you guys, there you have it. That was The Neighbor's Window. So this here was indeed, like, undoubtedly a very beautiful story with an amazing twist at the end. Just like the way everything just kind of came together at the end. So well done, so beautiful. I thought in the beginning, honestly, this was going to be, very like an adult type of film, just because I saw, like, the way it started, right? So I thought we were gonna have a lot of that going on. So I was like, like I might have to probably put a warning on the, the title there for the video. Still probably will, I'm not sure yet. But I'm glad that we got a lot more to just that. So let's start off from the beginning. I mean, this just. Well, okay, let me just start with the message with this, like what I got from this. The message I got from this, film here was, not everything seems to be as it appears. Like, things don't appear to be as they are, things don't seem to be as they appear is what I'm trying to say. When you look at like pictures, this immediately reminded me of like social media when people post pictures of themselves or videos. And they're all like pretty much highlights of their life. They're always happy. They're always in front of something great. They're traveling, whatever it is. They're with their partners. But they never, capture the sad moments and the hard times and things like that, like their struggles. There are people who do that. And mostly I think it's, to seek attention, honestly. Kind of victimization type thing. Even though it might be genuine or not. Or of course, there's others that, post it to get like support, some kind of like, financial support for their situation. So that's very understandable. But for the most part, I always see people just posting positive things about their lives. So when, we were looking at the windows across the building, right? This is from the perspective of the family. Our main characters in the story. We're looking towards like another story, just visually, right? No dialogue whatsoever. It's just all visual storytelling, and the way everything just starts to kind of get to a more sad moment. Going from like envying of like a youthful life full of friends and all of this stuff, excitement, to loss, sickness, declining of health, all of that. Obviously in a different order, right? But you guys know what I mean. So I love the way they were showing this. This couple that has their kids, right? They're very much nostalgic about their, youth. They wish they can kind of have that, those days back where they were in their 20s and they would go party and things like that. But the mom, of course, with this, older couple seems to be more, wanting that type of lifestyle, because we can see that, from the beginning of the film, right, they were both looking at this young couple, going at it there. And later on, we see that now just the mom is the only one that continues to watch, across the road there to the other building with the binoculars, right? And she's just really wanting that lifestyle back, and she really doesn't realize what she has in her life. She kind of sees it more of like a depressive type of, lens. And And as she's looking at this couple, this young couple across, they're like having parties, lots of friends. They're having sex, right? Just like a young couple would a lot of times. We get a lot of that, like in the conversation, right, between the older couple when she kind of is in a mood, right? She's angry when she gets home from the zoo or something like that, right, with her kids. And she's just talking about like how she wishes she can go back, right, kind of like to that life, how she is just depressed about being old and all of that. Like the guy has no idea, right? She's a mom. She has to watch after these kids and all of these things, right? So the guy eventually also tells her the same thing, like, well, you don't think I also miss being young? Like, then he explains to her the things he has to kind of go through in his day-to-day life. All of us have to go through these changes as we age, as we get older, especially if you marry, if you get with a person, right? Now your perspective needs to change. Your priorities have to change as well for the better of both of you. You have to work as a team, and then that means that you have to leave some things behind. So when you're young, when you're, like barely starting today or whatever, like things are a little bit more exciting. At least that's like the way people see them a lot. But the reality is that all of those things are temporary. Everything eventually just kind of changes. Everything eventually changes. So this is one thing that the older couple is just kind of, looking at across the building. And so the perspective there is mostly just envious, right? They just miss all of that stuff. But then as the film progresses here, things start to, change with the couple across the road, right? The next building over there. Their situation begins to worsen, right? The guy gets sick, and, they obviously think he just kind of shaved his head and, maybe he had a wild night, the day before. But the guy is obviously sick. And then, I immediately figured out he has cancer, right? All of the things that we were just looking at visually, the way that the couple was describing it as well. All of that was just, I just jumped to that conclusion. Like he has cancer, he's going to die. And well, it does eventually get to that moment where, where all these events, we are seeing them through the lens of the older woman, right? Literally, she's looking through binocular lenses. And all of these things that she's seeing, she's starting to kind of change her perspective on everything, on even her own life. But she still sees all of this happening, and then the guy eventually does pass away, sadly. And then she sees that the medics come in and they have to take him away. And so at this point, she now exits her apartment to go check on the young lady, right? That's now pretty much alone, right? Her husband passed away. I'm thinking that he did pass away because obviously they put him in in the bag and everything. But just this scene kind of threw me off a bit. So when she goes downstairs, right, to go to the next building across the street, she sees the young lady like on the doorway, just kind of standing there as they take her husband away in the ambulance. And she approaches her and she says, "Are you okay?" Right? And so this is when she sees her like crying about the situation. And as they talk, the young woman tells her, starts to tell her about her, the young woman recognizes the older lady, right? And she says, "You live across from me. Our buildings are like face to face with each other." And so this throws the older lady off, right? It makes her kind of like awkward because she's like, "Oh man, maybe she was watching me, watching her, right?" But she noticed I'm watching her. But no, the young girl was also watching the older couple when they weren't noticing, right? So it was kind of like the same thing was happening between both partners. They just didn't realize they were watching each other. So she brings this up and she says, "I noticed you have your children and the way your husband and you, put the babies, like the kids to sleep and the newborn baby." But before she can continue talking, right, she breaks down. But there is a part, right, where she says, before she breaks down, she says that her husband and her wanted, I think she's going to say like they wanted a family. But she just kind of jumps to the part where she says, but instead she says he is very sick. I think, she probably wouldn't speak the words like he passed away. So she just said he's very sick. And that was it. And then she just breaks down and, they hug each other and things like that. And so that's pretty much the end of the conversation there. And finally, we just get the older woman go back to her apartment there and, just kind of continue to live her life with her husband. So, just one of the things that threw me off was that scene there where the young lady just says like, "Oh, my husband is very sick." rather than saying he's gone, he's passed away. So I mean, I was just like, did he pass away or not? Just visually, what I saw is that they put him in the bag, and that's like, a person that passed away. So anyways, so yeah, that was a little bit of a throw off there for me, but I mean, this little nitpick there, everything was great. The way everything went with the story, the way the story just kind of, was flowing. It was such a really well done, and well, at the end, we just get this kind of closing scene with the older woman being with her husband again, and then just kind of starting to, I guess, appreciate her own life with her children and her husband, and then it just kind of cuts off. Right, we don't get her kind of communicating to her husband about what happened, any of that. It just kind of ends there. But we can pretty much, assume that they talked about it already, or they will talk about it, eventually. But the story ends there, and that's pretty much enough, right? That's all we need to see there. So I really like this type of storytelling, very artistically told, through just, again, visual storytelling. It's like if the main characters of the story were the couple across the road, the street, in the other building, and we were just watching their story through the perspective of the older couple with the kids. And we saw how things just started to change with them. And so as we were watching this story of the young people, right, it immediately made me think of people being jealous or misunderstanding or misinterpreting certain videos or pictures that they see of other people. You know what I mean? Like kind of feeling like their life is better than mine sucks. It's really easy to kind of develop that mentality as you're looking at somebody else's life. You begin to compare yourself, even unconsciously. You begin to compare yourself, and at some point you just start to lose interest in your own things. You begin to lack appreciation towards what's happening in your life, and you just want to have the life that they have, whoever it is you're looking at. But truth be told, that it's like everybody has problems. Everybody is going through some struggles in their life. Everybody has walls to bear, all of that stuff, just things that they have to overcome. Nobody has a perfect life, as much as it is displayed on social media or even just across the road to the neighbor's house. You might see them having like family visits all the time and their children and all of that. But regardless, everybody lives a life of, happiness and struggle at the same time. But I think that the problem here with these characters, the older people, or at least the woman, right, she began to look at hers as just negative. Her life was just just bad. It was unfortunate the way it ended up with her having children and just getting older. That's a really negative perspective. A lot of people just see that as negative too. And even in films, it's displayed that way sometimes. But in reality, I mean, it's something we all have to go through anyways. We all get older, things have to change, and eventually people do want a family, and they want to live different lives. The youth only lasts a couple years. Eventually, that will be gone. You will be older, and eventually, an elderly person. But that's just a beautiful part of life. And so it took that unfortunate event for, the character that was, the older woman with the kids, for her to realize how wonderful her life was too. That her kids, her husband, she had the things that the other woman wished she had, as well as the older woman, right? Wanted to have the things that the younger woman had, which was obviously youth and an attractive figure and just more sex and things like that, right? More excitement, which she could still have in her life, but I think she was very focused on the other person's life, where she just kind of lost interest in her own, and that's really bad. So one of the things that I can come up with now, or just kind of narrow it down to here at the end of my little review here, is just comparing yourself to other people, man. It never helps, unless of course you're doing it for inspiration, like you're trying to look up to them, or at least look at their their content, their videos, their whatever it is that inspires you for inspiration, right? So as long as you're doing it for that reason, but if you're doing it because you assume that their life is better than yours, that's when it starts to affect or impact your life negatively. So that's one of the things that I kind of took from there. Just don't compare yourself to people that way. It's just unhealthy, and they say, of course, the comparison is the greatest thief of joy. And I mean, it is. It's even proven in this story here. So, you know, there you have it, guys. That's what I took from this story, and I think it was really wonderfully filmed and also acted. Everybody did a great job, and I love the whole just visual storytelling with no dialogue. That also is something I really appreciate because it's not something that's easy to do. So they did a great job here. I'm definitely subscribed to this channel. I can't wait to see more of their content. Thank you so much for recommending this to me. I appreciate it. Spread the joy. And if you have any other recommendations, anyone else out there, please let me know in the comment sections. In the comment section, please recommend anything you want me to check out, whether it's something funny or drama or horror, whatever it is. I'm happy to do that for you guys. All right, so thank you so much for watching this with me, and I will go ahead and end it here before I keep going on and talking all throughout the whole video. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Peace.